The commitment of the present government in Lagos State towards improving traffic management and transportation received a huge boost this week. This is as Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu flagged off the commencement of civil works on the Red Line rail project captured under the Lagos Rail Mass Transit. Welcome to the Governor this week. I am Lekan Onabanjo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu during the week flagged off the construction of the 37-kilometer rail mass transit red line, which would traverse from Agbado to Marina, moving more than 1 million commuters daily. This signals the official commencement of civil works on the rail project, which speaks to the realization of the intermodal transportation system in the state. The ceremony was held at the proposed site of the Ikeja train station. Governor Sanwo-Olu also presented compensation checks to those whose properties are affected by the project.
Back the memory of what our fathers, the Alhaji Jakondes and the Baba Hamzat, attempted to do about 35 years ago. But we're thankful that we still can bring back their memory and do the needful today. For holding on to this profession with us, because Lagosians need to be informed well adequately of what we're doing. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today we begin another journey into making our state a competitive one as we further our commitment to building an enduring infrastructure for our transportation system. With the first pillar under our team's agenda, which is traffic management and transportation, our commitment to develop an efficient and sustainable transportation system that will improve mobility, promote economic growth, and enhance the living condition of our people. Lagos is the 6th fastest growing economy in the entire world, in the entire African continent, and with a population of over 22 million, which is projected to be almost double that figure in another 30 years from now. So you can take it back, what Jakondes left behind in 1983, and what we see another 30 years from today. You can see what the population of Lagos will be. But indeed, Lagos continues to remain the commercial, economic, and financial hub of our country, and is contributing about 1/3 of our national GDP. More than 50% of non-oil GDP, and about 50% of Nigerian port revenue. Therefore, Lagos continues to remain a strategically important city for the general well-being of our citizens and of our nation, and is our economic and indeed the entire West African sub-region. Since transportation is the backbone of any economy, it is without any means that we need to continue to invest in our transport infrastructure, so that our people can meet their daily targets and their economic aspiration. This all-important transport sector is why we're here to do a groundbreaking, of which we're all gathered to witness here today. The first pillar of our team's agenda, like I said, is traffic management and transportation. In many ways, we have demonstrated in practical terms our commitment to achieving this objective. And because we recognize the role efficient transportation system plays in enhancing people's quality of life as a major driver for our social economic development, we are therefore committed to renewing our infrastructure, building new ones where necessary, and expanding and improving facilities that are prerequisite for an efficient and integrated transportation system based on our strategic transport master plan, which encompasses a number of projects that are germane to achieving our vision for a greater Lagos. This plan is founded on a number of imperatives, which include an increase in transport choices for our citizens. And I use that word very carefully. An increase in transportation choices for our citizens, which will make transport system an integrated one, which we believe will be attractive, will be convenient, will be affordable, will be accessible, and reduce urban transportation challenges, and by extension reduce emission, will improve the quality of life, will reduce pressure on our road network, and it will integrate our land use development, our urban planning, and secure a long-term financing for all of our investment plan. Our choices for an integrated transportation system is clear and is crystal clear. We will continue to search for every available means of funding for our transportation infrastructure to ensure that the deadlines of our 2020 last quarter and our first quarter 2023 becomes a reality. We have two rail projects that were promised Lagosians, the Red Line and the Blue Line, and we believe that the operational initiative of these two will come to fruition before the end of our first year tenure in office. Our desire is to achieve and improve connectivity amongst our various transportation nodes, making commuting within Lagos easy as well as business-like friendly for every Lagosian, for our visitors. We believe it will reduce congestion, it will have more predictable travel journey, and will improve the total GDP of our state. The construction of infrastructure for the standard gauge rail, which we call the Red Line, which will share track with the Lagos-Ibadan Railway Modernization Project, whose implementation starts here today, is divided into two phases. The Red Line is a 37-kilometer railroad with 12 proposed stations. The first phase, which will cover from Oyingbo to Agbado with 9 stations. 3 of the stations will be constructed within the Lagos-Ibadan rail corridor by the federal government at Agbado, Agege, and the iconic Ebute Metta station. The remaining 6 will be constructed as independent stations at Iju, at Ikeja, where we are, and Oshodi, Mushin, Yaba, and Oyingbo. The phase 2, which will be mostly elevated, like we are seeing for the Blue Line, will have stations at Ido, Ebutero, before terminating at Marina, where we have a huge interchange that is planned to manage commuters on both the Red Line, the future Blue Line, and the Green Lines, and of course have BRT interchange in all of Marina when it's totally completed. Some of the unique characteristics of the Red Line is its integration with the Ikeja bus terminal. Oshodi, Abule Egba BRT, our bus terminal at Oshodi, which is going to Abule Egba, will also be connected with the Red Line. And also the General Aviation Terminal, where we are, will be connecting to General Aviation Terminal on the right with a skywalk and also future rail construction that we're talking with people in aviation. This particular station, which has been appropriately named Ikeja Train Center, also has facility for park and ride, commercial spaces, and also will take the Oshodi train stations with integrated ones and the Oshodi bus terminal, and a provision for adequate parking and commercial enterprise like I mentioned. So what we're seeing here is going to be our own iconic train station, which is going to be called the Ikeja Train Center. And it's going to be connecting. You know, when you go to everywhere in the world, it's going to be rail and a bus service and a taxi service all connected with the Ikeja terminal. And right here before, you can see on the picture, it used to house some of the staff of NRC, Nigerian Railway Corporation, and is now ground zero, ready to take the Ikeja Train Center. I think NRC and Federal Ministry of Transportation deserve a round of applause for that, for supporting and cooperating with us in this initiative. Another unique feature of the Red Line is that all the stations have elevated concourse with either at Briggs Island or side platforms for easy boarding and alignment of passengers. The Red Line also integrates with our bus terminals at Oyingbo, Adiaba, Oshodi, Ikeja, and Iju, giving nodal options to our people in their daily commute, either for business or for leisure. The project that the Red Line will move, we project that the Red Line will move the first set of passengers by the grace of God within the last quarter of the year 2022. In addition, we are simultaneously working on bringing the phase 1 of our Blue Line to passenger operation also within the same time frame, which is the last quarter of 2022. So you can see that our job is cut out for us, because Lagosians deserve all of these things, and we're going to be giving it to them by the grace of God. The implementation of this red line project has become very elevated because of the very, very unique financing package that is put in place by the state government with the cooperation of the Central Bank of Nigeria, using what we call the Differentiated Cash Reserve Requirement, DCRR program. This arrangement demonstrates the capacity of the central bank to support infrastructure projects that are economically and socially viable. We're indeed grateful to Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, and of course, the Central Bank Governor, Dr. Godwin Emefiele, for their invaluable assistance to the government and to the people of Lagos. In part of this groundbreaking ceremony here today, and in fulfillment of our promise, we are also presenting checks as compensation to those whose property, whose business or accommodation will be affected by this project. These beneficiaries, the beneficiaries of this payment, are those that have been verified and they are bona fide property owners, business owners, or tenants to some of these buildings. For the first time in the history of paying compensation, we're not just paying compensation to the landlord, we're also paying compensation to the tenants and to the business owners who are tenants to these properties. And so we're doing that to ensure that no one is left behind. We do not want to displace anybody from their economic activity right now, because we want to just reposition them and make sure that Lagos can indeed provide that opportunity for them on an ongoing basis. It is therefore my honor and a great privilege that I use this medium to appeal to all Lagosians on the need to bear with us. Patience is required of all of us on the temporary discomfort, the pain, the inconveniences that we might experience during the construction of this gigantic infrastructure. Like the MD of Lamata have said, we're going to be seeing in total about 6 overpasses. These are not just pedestrian overpasses, these are vehicular overpasses. They are like bridge that we have in front here. And so from Ikeja, we'll be having an overpass. We're having one at Mushi, we're having at Yaba, and we'll be having another one at Uigo. With the support of the federal government, there will be an overpass at Ilupeju and another one at Jibowu to complement the ones that we're doing, and a final one at Fagba, so that the safety of our passengers, the safety of rail journey is totally 100%. Nobody or no rail journey will be put at risk, because both the vehicle will be moving on top and the rail will be moving underneath. And I think the federal government and the Federal Ministry of Transportation, working with us and working with NRC, deserves another round of applause. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure, a rare privilege and honor to perform the groundbreaking ceremony of the Lagos Rail Mass Transit Red Line project, to the glory of God and to the benefit of our citizens.
The late National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Yinka Odumaki, has been described by Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu as an individual who lived and died a fighter. The governor stated this while paying a condolence visit to the widow of the late human rights activist Joe Oke-Odumaki at the family's Omole residence. Odumaki appreciated the visit by the governor and expressed conviction that her husband will continue to live in the hearts of the people. The late National Publicity Secretary of the APC died on April 3 after a brief illness.
Almighty God knows better. I'm here to pay my condolence on behalf of my government and the entire people of Lagos State. The very, very painful loss of one of the strongest detribalized, action-packed, full of life, true Nigerian of our time, late Comrade Yinka Odumaki, who called, very difficult time. Um, his wife, Dr. Joe, words are certainly not enough to express the shock and what you are personally going through right now and the family, but it's really to take strong comfort. The fact that our friend and brother lived a good life. He lived a fighter, he died a fighter. The very strong and fond memories that we have left are the things that we all need to cherish, we all need to preserve, and we all need to continue to fight for. A civil society stakeholder in Lagos and in Nigeria have indeed lost a big member of that society, and indeed the entire nation. What he stood for, what he fought for, what he has helped Nigeria, because if we begin to take him as a Lagosian or as a Yoruba man, you are reducing him. What he stood for this country. We believe that generations that are coming behind will still continue to read about him. But the speech is really for the living, and it's for you and I to learn lessons and to be strong. To be strong for him, to be strong for your children, and to continue to hold on to that very strong ethics, integrity, tenets that he worked and lived for, to ensure that we continue to see through you in years and decades ahead what he stood for. We'll all miss him. You will certainly miss him more, much more. But we will not leave you alone. We will not leave you alone. We will ensure that even when the crowd disappears, we'll be careful for you. And that struggle, which is the struggle for a better Nigeria, which is the struggle for a better society, which is the struggle for a better black race that your family speaks of. God will give some of us the strength to be able to continue to work with you well and to be able to pick it forward. So we want to thank God for his life, because in all things as Christians we need to thank God. Thank God for his life. Thank God that we're not at the stage where we're lifting him from one floor to another floor, from one car to another car. God knows best. But to be positive in our thoughts and to believe that it's the end of a chapter, but it's the beginning of another one in your life and the life of your children. And so on behalf of our government, the people of Lagos State, we want to continue to remember you in our prayers and continue to say that wherever Yinka is right now, his wish will be that we will make this country, this state, better than how we left it. And that's a commitment we are going to do with you, that we will do it to ensure that what he stood for, that the legacy I worked for, does not go to waste. So I want to wish you the best, and I want to continue to pray that God will strengthen you, God will strengthen you, God will strengthen you. And members of a very important society, civil society, want to commensurate with all of you. I'm sure the struggle continues. it continues until when all of our desire for a better nation, for a better opportunity for our citizens.
The official commencement of civil works on the 37-kilometer rail mass transit red line project aligns with the first pillar of the theme's agenda launched by the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration, which is traffic management and transportation. With the construction, the administration's commitments to build enduring transportation infrastructure will have great impact on the residents and the state's economy has been confirmed. And that's it on the Governor this week. But then you can't continue with conversations of the Governor's activities on all these social media platforms showing on your screen. Until next week, I am Lekan Onabanjo.